Welcome to the Sage Pasta Accounting how-to video. In this video, we will demonstrate what you need to do before running the Year-End Assistant on Sage Pasta Partner. Before you run the Year-End Assistant, you need to perform pre-year-end checks. These checks are to ensure that once the Year-End Assistant is run, you are presented with accurate financials. Before running the Year-End Assistant, you will need to make sure that the currently displayed checklist has been completed. Have you set up your 13th period? Have you processed your year-end stocktake? Have you processed your year-end foreign currency revaluation? Please note, this is only applicable if you make use of the multi-currency module. Have you updated all open batches? Do you have a retained income account? Do you have any old unreconciled bank transactions? Have you run the data integrity? Have you set up your 13th period? The 13th period is a feature we added to allow a period of grace to finalize the year end. It allows you to continue processing one period after your financial year. If your financial year runs from March 2015 to February 2016, allowing this option will enable you to process in March 2016 without having to run the Year-End Assistant. Once the Year-End Assistant is completed, all transactions processed to the 13th period will reflect as Period 1 in the new financial year. If you do not wish to extend the time you have in which to run the Year-End Assistant, you can skip this step. To set up the 13th period, click on Set Up Periods. You will need to enter your password and have sole access to the company. This means that all other users will need to log out of the company and all windows within the Sage Pasta Accounting program will need to be closed. Once your password is entered, you will see the Setup Period screen as currently displayed. On the left, where you see period number, number of periods, change the period from 12 to 13. There is an option to make last period first period of next year. This will move the balances and transactions from period 13 to period 1 after the Year-End Assistant has been run. If you do not select this option, when the Year-End Assistant is run, it will increase your financial year by one period. If your financial year is March 2015 to February 2016 and you create a 13th period, but do not tick the option Make Last Period First Period of Next Year, when you run the Year-End Assistant, the new financial year will run from April 2016 to March 2017, and the financials for last year will contain 13 periods instead of 12. If you do not wish to increase your financial year by one period, please tick the option Make Last Period First Period of Next Year. Click on OK. You have now set up your 13th period and can continue to process for an additional period before running the Year-End Assistant. Have you processed your year-end stocktake? If you make use of inventory, it is important to run a year-end stocktake to ensure that the theoretical quantities on Sage Pasta Accounting correspond to the physical quantities you have on hand. If you are unsure how to run a stocktake on Sage Pasta Accounting, please refer to our video, How to Process a Stocktake. Have you processed your year-end foreign currency revaluation? Please note that this is only applicable if you make use of the multi-currency module. If you do make use of the multi-currency module, you will need to process a foreign currency revaluation before you run the Year-End Assistant, as you cannot process a foreign currency revaluation for last year. If you are unsure how to process a foreign currency revaluation, please refer to the video How to Process a Foreign Currency Revaluation. Have you updated all open batches? Before you are able to run the Year-End Assistant, you will need to update all open batches. This includes point of sale cash on delivery and point of sale on hold documents. If you have open batches, the Year-End Assistant will not run and you will get an error message as currently displayed. Please note the following customer and supplier documents will not generate the open batches error message: quotations, sales orders, and purchase orders. If you are unsure of how to check for open batches, or if you have updated all open batches and still encounter the open batches error message, please refer to the video, Open Batches when running a year-end. Do you have a retained income account? You need to have a retained income account in order to run the year-end assistant, as this is the account your profit and loss for the year is written to. To check if you have a retained income account, click on Edit, General Ledger, Accounts. Click on the magnifying glass. You will be taken to the General Ledger Zoom screen as currently displayed. Search through the list of accounts. You are looking for an account with a financial category of retained income. Should you not have such an account, you will need to create one. To create a retained income account, click on the green icon with the white cross as currently displayed. Enter an account number that is not in use. Do not create a retained income account as a sub-account. Enter the description and make sure the main account is set to balance sheet with the financial category as retained income as currently displayed. Click on the Save icon. Now that you have created a retained income account, you can continue with the year-end process. Do you have any old unreconciled bank transactions? Before you process the year-end assistant, you will need to make sure that all bank transactions for your last year periods have been reconciled. Click on Process Bank Reconciliation. You will be taken to the Bank Reconciliation Assistant as currently displayed. Select your cash book. Select your current period. Leave the statement balance as 0 as currently displayed. Click on Option View Reconciliation. You will be taken to the Bank Reconciliation screen as currently displayed. Select Screen as the Print To and click on OK. You will be taken to a screen that will show you the outstanding transactions as currently displayed. Check the dates of these transactions. If they fall in the current year and the amounts are outstanding, you can close the screen and continue with the year-end process. If the transactions fall into last year, you will need to either reconcile them accordingly or reverse them. If your bank reconciliation is in order, continue with the year-end process. Have you run the Data Integrity Assistant? Once you have finalized your year-end processing and you have updated all your open batches, you will need to run the Data Integrity Assistant. The reason for this is to make sure that there are no errors, or if there are errors, that these are fixed before the year-end assistant is run, in order to ensure accurate financials. To run the Data Integrity Assistant, click on File, Data Integrity. You will be taken to the Data Integrity Assistant as currently displayed. You have multiple options here, however, you only need to select the option to verify the data. Once selected, click on Process. Hopefully, you will receive the message, No errors detected, as currently displayed. Should you, however, receive an error report, you will need to contact Sage Pasta Accounting Support. The details can be found at the end of this video. Advise them of the data integrity errors you have, so they can assist you in uploading your backup and having them fixed before you run the year-end assistant. If you have no errors, you can continue with the year-end process. To process your year-end, please refer to the video Processing the Year-End in Sage Pastel Partner. Please note, if you have a multi-user license, you should process the year-end assistant on the server. This is the machine where Sage Pastel Accounting is registered as the server. The year-end assistant should never be run across a network, as this can cause data corruption. If you are unable to run the year-end assistant on the server, or if your data is stored on another machine and not on the machine where Sage Pastel Accounting is registered as the server, we strongly advise that you copy the data locally and run the Year End Assistant on the local company.